Joining again. Still teal versus blue. Really close to the start here. Much more even start than the last one. 22 is a little low, but bow out, so should be fine here, especially with a teammate to windward that can protect him. 23 and 25, slow off the line. So where we saw a rough start for the blue team last race, teal team looks, or sorry, I should say the blue team looks to have a better start this time. So 24 goes to 25, that's fine. The angles are rough here, so it's hard to tell, but it almost looks like 23 has actually made a pretty decent gain here. 26 trying to gain a hold of their pair. With 26 and 24 in control of their pairs, 22 is a little separated here, but not really able to get across those pairs to that pair, so just being a little patient here. It's hard to tell if 23 is coming back. It looks like a little bit of a righty here, potentially putting 23 ahead of 22. Yep, so 23 has a pair there. So now as the blue team, the play is kind of hard to determine here. If 24 is still ahead of 23, we would have 1, 2, 3, 4. If that's the case, we're going to be play 1. But 23 looks like a pretty decent threat here. Yep, looks like 26 is going to defend to stay to the starboard side of 23. So 23 is probably the bigger threat here. Yep, having trouble with the zoom again. There we go. Yeah, 23 sailing through the fleet here. But it still looks like it's a play. Ooh. So we have 1, 3, 5 for the blue team. So that's technically a play 1. Right, where we're going for a play 1 here. However, 25 is pretty far back, so it's a good chance with this starboard advantage that at this mark we end up being 1, 3, 4, which would be a play 3 that we would sail out. It just depends on how 21 is able to come back against 24. And, well, also how 24 deals with this bad air. But keeping the play 1 in mind, yep, 26, just as I'm saying that, is switching gears here, taking care of the obvious play 1 that we have as 22 comes around. As this happens, 24 is in a bad position, right? 24 is being covered here and goes from being a boat that can sort of be a threat to this race to one that's pushed out the back. That's fine though. Your team's in a play 1, 1, 2 running away over here. So 24's job comes back here to 25. 24's got to keep control of 25. They're not a threat right now, but 24 is pretty down speed. So they're going to want to make sure if they have to reposition or something to get on top of 25, they do so. Looks like they're not going to have any trouble getting to the mark, but that's okay. So now we have another 1-2 running play, same as last race. The difference now is that blue team has an ace in that the other team is in the 6. 24, with that much distance, 24 probably should be gapping, especially because what's going to happen here is you're going to have a high-low. These two boats are going to execute a high-low on 22. Given the positioning, my guess is it'll be effective. So 24 over here should be gapping, putting 25 as far back as possible so that even if the high-low works, it's not going to change the play. It's the safety net. All right, we can see the high-low starting to work. This boat's starting to catch up. As soon as that boat catches up, they're going to want to move this direction to get in front of 22 here. 22 is thinking about just keeping 21 behind them. It's all 22 has to do. You just keep that boat behind you and understand that this problem is not one you can do. Oh, that's not good. All right, so We don't just have a high-low happening. It looks like 22 got caught by the boat covering them. All right, 22 though with a good angle coming back. So 21 got a starboard hook there, but with that starboard hook, it came too late because they're on a reaching course over here. So maybe 22 can make it to the mark. Also, 23 was never able to engage 22. So now the high-low didn't really work. What we have happening is 21 got a piece of 22, which is usually a bad thing for that second place boat. But now 21 is from behind and doesn't really have a lot of options. Has to sail right into this other boat. Has to sail right into this other boat and can allow the blue team to clean up. Meanwhile, back here, yes, 23 was able to clean up and put 24 in last, but to what end, right? Your team is losing. The play is in front. Now, light wind, it could be messy down here at the leeward mark, but most importantly, we just have to ensure that we're patient. Looks like, nope, 21 is not hooked. 24 is going outside. That's the right move. We have a really messy mark trap here. Not to the fault of 26, more to 21 doing the right thing. So a 21 held 22 all the way through that situation. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's pretty brutal. So remember, we got to wait for the other boat to jibe. We can't be the first boat to jibe. So 26, both 21 and 26 doing a really good job at this leeward mark. Teal comes out ahead because they have the 1-4-5 now. However, both teams have a play here. And the patience of 26 and the patience of 21 gives each of their teams a chance. Without that patience, this would have fallen apart. So now what needs to have happen is 22 and 26 are going to have to attack both of these boats to get 24 up, right? So thinking back to earlier in the race, when 24 was in a position where they needed to, 24 was in a position where they needed to keep 25 behind them. Now look where 25 is and look where 24 is, right? That's why we gap, and that's why we really want to keep control of those boats in the back. All right, so we got to clean up over here. 26 has to clean up on 22. Nope, actually that's not true. We're doing a double team here. Nice. So 22 is pinning. Notice they're not slowing at all. 26 is doing all the slowing. 24 is tacking out. We should not be tacking out. Oh no, we fouled. Okay. That's not a help. Let's see if we can get the zoom out. All right, so what we have happening, this boat should probably be more engaged, should be down here either pinning 26 or getting ready to slow 22. You need to be able to take action right away to prevent these boats from splitting. If 21 was to pin 26 here, oh, I got to rewind here. 23 is trying to slow 24. They're gapping. If 24 stays in last, the teal team wins. But the blue teams have two boats slowing one boat. That's probably going to be more effective than what we have going on over here. The two blue boats want to slow until these two boats catch up. Once they catch up, then they're going to have to split. 21 should be here to deal with the split. Now, 24 is causing all kinds of problems for their team right now. Look, we're just luffing. You can't do that. You got to keep sailing. The more you slow down, the more you're helping 23. 24 is just giving 23 birthday present after birthday present here. You got to keep the boat sailing towards your teammates. You have to understand that they're going to slow that boat down more than you. You got to go towards your help. So what's happened here is 23 by themselves is able to slow down one boat better than two boats are able to slow down one boat. And that's not because 23 is doing a great job, it's because 24 is not playing their role properly. Now 24 is doing things more properly. They're sailing the boat, they're eating the bad air. You have to do it, but it looks like it's a little bit too late over here. 23 is now ahead of 22. 26 is still in a position to make a play, but now we're on the lay line to the finish. This is going to be pretty tough. But we're going to keep watching this play out. 26 doing really good job here of slowing. Let's see if we can zoom in to this a little bit. Yeah. 25 is going real slow. That's really good, really good. 22 is back in a strong position with the starboard advantage. So what really needs to happen here is 26 needs to slow down and hook 25 for a pin, and 22 is going to have to tack and hook 23 for a pin. And we can have 26 taking 25 past the ley line, and then 22 hooking 23, but they're both attacking the one boat here, which is probably technically the right thing to do, but when we're so close to the finish, it's going to be really hard to do the pass back over here on 23. 24, now we're sailing off the course. 24, you've got to get out of there. All right, so now we have to get 24, or the blue team has to do a little bit of balance here. Basically what has to happen is they need to cross this line just before 23 and then hope that 24 crosses the line before 25. Totally possible. Totally possible here. Oh, now 24 gets hooked. Okay, 25 is bailing. It's not going to work. Not going to work. Oh, it is going to work. That's unfortunate. So I don't think that's a normal play that you should try, but it worked in this situation. And with that, we sign off.